boys and girls. Today we are gonna keep on multiplying decimals. So if you will, open your modules 10 through 20 book. We are on page 405. You can follow along with me there. And we're going to continue to talk about multiplying decimals. All right, so our I can statement, I can multiply two decimal numbers by applying an understanding of place value. So we've got to keep in our mind, again, like we've been saying, what makes sense, where should my decimal be, where does it make sense for it to be. That's how we have an understanding of place value. If I was to say to you $2 times 100 and you said the answer was 20, hopefully you would realize, wait, that doesn't make sense. That value doesn't make sense. And that's what we're talking about here. Okay, so on page 405, it says Nikki buys items from the bulk bins at the grocery store. The table shows the item, the number of pounds that Nikki buys, and the cost for 1 pound of the item. So right here. Sort each cost by the amount that Nikki buys. So they want us to sort them by items less than $1, between $1 and $10, and greater than $10. All right, so we need to look here and remember, we're going to try and figure out where they make sense. All right, so let's start at the top with almonds. All right, we have 1 pound is $5.89, and she gets 1.2 pounds. So just like we were talking about yesterday, already I know that my answer is going to be larger than $5.89. And the reason I'm going to say that is because I know 5 times 1 equals 5. And I'm multiplying 5 by something larger than 1. So I'm going to get something larger than my amount here. Okay? Now, I shouldn't be $50 or anything like that because it's just a little more than 1 what I'm multiplying by, okay? So I'm actually going to grab a sheet of paper, and I've got you some grid paper too, and I'm just going to write this amount on the grid paper. And that's going to help me to stay in line. 589 times 1.2. So the first thing, and I want to make sure y'all can see that okay. I might do that with a Sharpie. Let me see. 589 times 1 2/10. Is that better? Yes. Okay. We're trying to say, is it less than 1? Is it between 1 and 10? Is it greater than 10? Already we can make a prediction. I know it's not less than 1. My amount is greater than 1 before I even multiply it. I believe it's going to be here because it's not going to be greater than 10 because I know 5 times 2 gives me 10. And I am not multiplying by 2. I'm multiplying by something a little bit larger than 1. Okay. Now you'll notice here that my decimals are not lined up. And there's no need to do that here, okay? Because we're going to put our decimal at the end of our answer wherever it makes sense. Now, you absolutely could write your problem like this. I don't recommend doing that because now you have 3 different digits that you're multiplying by. It's going to give you more work and it may confuse you. Could you, if you want to? Yes. I'm not going to show it that way because I would rather you keep it like this, even though I know that we've been lining up our decimals and that might be confusing for you, but I want to show you why it's okay not to do that here. All right, so we're going to multiply 2 times 9, we know is 18. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. I'm going to mark out these that I've already used. I'm going to put my 0 here. I'm no longer in this place. I am over here. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 5 is 5. I'm going to add like I always do. I'm just pretending these decimals aren't even here right now. We don't need to worry about them right now. 8, 16, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7. All right. I'm second guessing myself. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yep. Okay. All right. Now I have this number 7068. If I keep it like this means 7,068. Now I had $5 and I multiplied it by a little more than 1. Would 7,000 make sense? No. If I put my decimal here, would 70 make sense? No. Would 706 make sense? No. If I put my decimal here, $7.06, would that make sense? Yes. So my decimal is going to come here. Yes, this is more than our 2 digits that we normally see with money, but that's okay. We can still look at it like it's about $7.06. You know, decimals can go on long, that's fine. All right, so this is going to go here, and that's what I'm talking about with your decimal. Put it where it makes the most sense. That was the only place it would make sense at, would be right here. So then we're going to take our sheet and we're going to add that. Sorry, I can't get a hold of it. It's stuck. Okay. And we're going to put, we'll just put almonds right here, because almonds, this first one, were between $1 and $10. Okay? And let's keep on doing some more. And probably we'll just answer this one question because this is a lot of multiplying here, and that's okay. That's good. Alright. Next we have trail mix. I'm going to just make a prediction here. So trail mix costs $4.42, and I got 2 6/10 pounds. So already, if I'm just saying 4 times 2, I know that that's going to be 8, but I'm doing a little more than that. So if I have $4.42, 2 6/10 times, so that's going to be more than 2, not quite 3. I know 4 times 3 is 12. It's going to be really close to being somewhere in between there. Make a prediction right now, and then we'll know the answer for sure in just a second. So I'm going to come back over here, and I'm going to write those values down. I like to put the one with the most digits on top. $4.42, and we got 2 6/10 pounds. All right? Good. I know 6 times 2 is 12. I know 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. 6 times 4 is 24, 25, 26. I'm done with these. I want to get rid of them so I don't accidentally use them again. Put my placeholder here because now I'm down on this side. And then 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 4, 8. Very nice. Add 2, 9, 14, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, let's think about where it's going to make most sense to put my decimal. I had $4 a little over 2 times. If I put my decimal here, that's 11,000, 1,149, 114. $11 is going to make the most sense, just like we talked about. We knew it was going to be probably more than 10, less than 12. So this trail mix is greater than 10. So I'm going to write it over here. Okay? Oh, let's look at the next item. We've done trail mix. White rice. Okay. 89 cents for a pound, and I got 1 6/10. So already I'm thinking I've got something less than 1, but I'm multiplying it by something more than 1. It's 89 cents. That is less than $1, but I'm multiplying it I know just plain old 89 cents times 1 would be 89. And I'm multiplying it by something greater than 1. I'm thinking it's going to be right here. But we're going to show our work here on this side. And that was 89 cents times 1.6. And guys, you wouldn't even have to put that 0 there if you don't want to, as long as you have your decimal. 6 times 9 is 54. 6 times 8, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. 6 times 0 is 0. Plus 5 is 5. And you see, if we'd have just put it all down right here, it would have been fine. We'll mark all this stuff out that I used. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 0 is 0. I'm going to add those up. 4, 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, I about made another 4. This is a 1. I'm going to rewrite it right here because that's sloppy. Okay. Where's my decimal going to make sense? I had something less than 1 and I multiplied it by 1 6/10. So I know it's going to be bigger than 89 cents, but would it be, and I'm just pretending with my decimal. Let me do it with a pencil. If I put it here, that's $142. Do I think 89 cents times 1 6/10 is going to be 142? No way. Would it be $14? No. 89 cents times 1 is 89 cents. It's not going to be a whole bunch bigger, but it would make sense for it to be $1.42. So that's where my decimal makes the most sense. So it is between $1 and $10, and that was my white rice. Lentils. Lentils. Okay. This is something I was talking about today and yesterday. They are 83 cents for 1 pound, and I got 7/10. I got something less than 1. Keep in mind, if I have 83 cents times 1, I'm going to get 83 cents. Since I'm multiplying by something less than 1, my answer will be less than 83 cents. We're going to prove that in a minute, but I hope that's making sense to you guys at home. I'm multiplying by something smaller than 1, so I've got to get something smaller than this. I'm predicting it's less than 1, but let's write it over here and try it. We've got 83 cents times 7/10. Okay? 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 8 is 56, 57, 58. 7 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5. Put my 0, mark it out, mark it out, mark it out. Oh, 0 times everything is 0, 0, 0. 1, 8, 5, 0. All right. Now where's it going to make sense? I multiplied by something smaller than 1. My answer has to be smaller than that 83 hundredths. But it has to also make sense, okay? So right here is going to make sense because this was going to be like 58 cents. That's less than 83 cents. If we had put the decimal over here, that would be way, way less than 83 cents. And I know it's not going to be way, way less. It's just going to be a little bit less. So that wouldn't make sense. I'll also tell you too, wherever you have a decimal, we talked about this a little last week, you can jump out. This one jumps 1, 2, 3 times. It jumps in 1, 2, 3 times. You can also use that strategy, but I definitely want you guys to realize why we're putting it there, what makes the most sense. I want you to be thinking about that. But you know, we can check that with these. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It works. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See how that works? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You can do that, but I just don't want you guys to memorize that. I want you to also understand why. Okay, so that was the lentils. All right, let's move on to walnuts. $7.72, 1 8/10 pounds. So it is multiplying by 1. It's something greater than 1. I know I'm going to get something greater than 7, but this is 1 8/10. It's not quite 2. I know 7 times 2 is 15. I mean 14. 7 times 2 is 14. So I know this is going to be less than 14, but it's going to be greater than 7. So my guess is going to be over 10. Okay? So let's do that over here. My light's turned off. There we go. 72 times 1 8/10. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 7, 56, 57. 8 times 7, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. Done with the 8. I love multiplying by 1. We've moved down. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 7 is 7. 6, 9, 8. I'm going to squeeze this in. 13. All right. So we said we know it'll be less than 14, greater than 7. So my decimal needs to be right here, and I couldn't squeeze it very good. I'll rewrite it because we know it's not going to quite be 14, so 13 makes the most sense for us. So that was my walnuts. It's greater than 10. And let's do the red beans. All right, here's another good one. $1.29 for a pound. I'm buying 5/10. Or this is a half, right? 5/10 is the same value as a half. So if I didn't buy 1, I bought something less than 1. Actually, I bought half. So this number is going to have to be cut in half because it's half of $1.29. I hope that's making sense to y'all. If this had been 1, it'd be $1.29, but I'm getting less than 1, so I'm going to have something less than $1.29. My prediction's right here for the red beans. Let's work it out over here. Oh, red beans, I have $1.29 times 5/10. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 4 is 14. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Put my 0. All I have left are zeros. You really don't even have to write them, but we can. Alright, let's think about where will it make sense. If I'm finding half of $1.29, I know it's going to be less than 1. It's going to make sense to be right here because 64 cents is less than 1. Remember, we found half of that dollar. So we were having to just chop that right in half. We found 5/10 of it, or half. So my red beans are going to come over here in less than 1. And I know that one was a little bit longer. Trying to see how long it is. Yep. All right, we're going to stop right there. Let me know if y'all have questions.